Hello, welcome to Footy Corner TV. We changed that screen because it's a bit crap. And this is with the North Bank. I might as well just tell you what I'm doing rather than just do it. You know what I mean? Yes. Welcome in everybody. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you're subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and any comments, stick them in the chat. If you're watching on a record, stick them in the chat down below, and we'll respond to them at some point in the not too distant future. I can't tell you exactly when, because depends when your comment comes up. So that's about the size of it, really. We've got Dom in the house, Arsenal Domination. Go subscribe to his channel as well. How are we doing, Dom?
Very well, thank you, mate. Yeah, very well indeed. How can we not be? We haven't obviously won it yet, but we are off to Wembley, and it's the first time in 6 years for the Arsenal men's team. So very, very happy days.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're very boring and we're very drab and we're very every excuse in town, and you know.
Yeah, and obviously we planned for Wembley to be really close to where we are.
Yeah,
Hundreds of years just for the advantage of this game.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
the foresight from Arteta.
Absolute masterclass. So basically, we've had excuses about referees, which we can't complain about referees. We've had excuses about schedules, which everybody else has the same schedules. We've had chats with referees when they've made decisions. Perfectly fine, no problem there. What else we had? And we're now complaining about the location of Manchester in relation to Wembley because they win too much.
Well, you know, unfair advantage, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. The other thing is we changed the rules so you can play one of your players, but we didn't change the rules so the other player can play as well.
Yes. Yeah, and remind me, I can't remember. Were the rules agreed at the start of the season before this, and every single club was informed of it? But yeah. See, they must have missed them. I think they must have left City out of that one deliberately.
I don't think they got the mail shot, did they?
No, it's the only possible explanation.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that they just completely ignored it altogether and just went, oh well, we're City, we can kind of flagrantly just go around the rules anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, they don't apply to City.
Rules don't apply. It kind of wound me up a little bit. I've seen Leicester getting another points deduction as well, so it's kind of wound me up. But they've managed to put another points deduction into another team, but not settle a case. I don't care if they're guilty. I don't care if there's anything else. Just settle the case. Just settle it one way or another. You know, we'll all still surmise that you're guilty of it. Don't worry about that. But just end it. Just end it. It's just absolute nonsense.
It's not good for anyone, though, for it to continue. Oh. You know, let's say City are innocent, and my personal view is that they are not innocent, or they're certainly not innocent.
I don't think it, because they've got unequivocal evidence, apparently. Right? If you've got unequivocal evidence, you just show it, get it over and done with. See you later. We can all move on with our lives. You don't hire multi-billion pound, whatever it is, multi-million pound law firms. Sorry, no. Just don't do it.
No, exactly. I mean, you know, but let's say they are innocent, just for the sake of argument. It's not in City's interest for this to keep going on either. Because, you know, all it does is extend the conversation on going forward, etc., etc. But you're exactly right. We've now seen Everton be done twice, Forest be done.
Forest got done.
And Leicester. I know
Leicester got, yeah, this is the second time for Leicester have got done as well. Sheffield Wednesday got done for administration. Derby got done for transfer embargo. I feel like I'm missing another couple.
I mean, the Football League are very, very quick. Very, very good. They're right on it.
Yeah. But the Leicester one is intermingled with the Premier League.
Yes, indeed.
Because obviously 2 of the years that they're in question,
they were Premier League.
They were in the Premier League anyway. So it's a combined effort. So I don't really buy that one, to be honest. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, it was praising the Football League rather than anything else.
Yeah, I think that they kind of combine it, whatever. Khalid says, evening, welcome in, Khalid, as ever. I saw Khalid's channel on TikTok as well. So if you get his at and give it a little follow on TikTok, if you are on TikTok, then I'm sure he'd appreciate that little bit as well. I don't know if you have anything on YouTube, Khalid. Maybe we can inform us on that little one. I can't get rattled by Little City, he says. I mean, I wasn't really rattled by them. I was more about the way they're perceived. Everybody seems to fight their corner. You've got Shay Given on the on Sky basically shouting up for him. You got O'Hara that's basically doing the same thing as well. But
that's more anti us than pro them, to be fair. But yes,
literally what it is. He did say something. What was he on about earlier on? I can't remember. What it was on about one of the teams and whatever. It was just like, I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, he was on about something, and I was just like, yeah, but it's funny when it's Arsenal, it's like a crime of the century, you know what I mean? But yeah, there we go. So obviously you went to the game because we went together.
Yes, indeed.
What did you make of the light show to start off with? What's is that your bag or?
I mean, I don't think it necessarily ramped up the atmosphere or anything like that, but it was nice to watch, a little bit different. I think you put out a rock band might ramp up the crowd a little bit more, but it was nice to watch. Makes it a little bit more of a spectacle, doesn't it? And I can't help but think it is almost an audition for Arsenal to go, look, we can put on shows. Taylor Swift, do you fancy doing a show here to generate a bit more money rather than anything else? But yeah, look, the light show was nice to watch. But the main event is the football, and that's what we're all there for. And I actually thought the crowd was in decent voice.
Yeah, I got told that it was like a library, and absolutely not at all. Obviously, it has settled periods where people are trying to get their breath back, and there's things happening that they're not anticipating or whatever. There's obviously those kinds of things going to get on, but yeah, I
think that's true of all grounds, though.
Yeah, well, of course, everybody, we've only got so much air, in our lungs and such like. Sometimes you just need to recover a little bit, and I thought we did all right, and I had no voice by the end of it. It's just about recovered.
Yeah, it was the same. My daughter asked me yesterday if I was feeling really poorly because your voice doesn't sound very good. I was like, no, nothing to do with feeling poorly.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with feeling poorly. It was just self-inflicted. We just did a lot of shouting.
Yeah, and look, every time the team did need and not just me and you, I mean the crowd, the crowd lifted,
yeah, mostly. I mean, sometimes in that instance, it's a little bit hard to get going because that. Especially on a League Cup night. I mean, it helps because it was a semi-final, but on a League Cup night, it's a very family-orientated zone, and then a bit touristy and whatever. But I with the light show, I don't think that the light show is for an event's perspective as such. I just think it's because we've got this this kind of movie kind of mogul type guy that's been tasked with raising the standard rather than raising a shower curtain.
Yeah,
I
nice.
think that's what it's about.
Yeah, it could well be. I mean, it was a sort of slightly tongue-in-cheek remark. But I think that's kind of what it sort of struck me for. Wasn't necessarily for those that were in attendance. It felt more like it was for a different audience, and maybe it was for the American market.
It's for the American market. Let's be honest about it. It's just the way the football goes. They have that kind of scenario going on all the time, like the flame cannons and whatnot. So
they've also got more breaks in their game as well, which means they need something during those breaks to.
Did you hear what they're doing with the rugby?
I was just going to ask you this. Yeah, putting adverts in. I mean,
that's the way it's going, isn't it? That's the way it's going to go.
But you can do it with cricket and rugby a little bit because there are natural breaks in the game. There are less of them unless you've got a VAR check in football.
Right. So it's almost like VAR manipulation, yeah? It's almost like we're going to put a natural break in, or we're going to allow a bit of time wasting with a throw in, maybe. Yeah. And we're going to allow it to get up to a minute so that we can put an ad break in it.
But in all seriousness, and this is a genuine serious question, is there a moment where, let's say they've got a VAR check or an injury and they go to ad break, are they going to delay the throw-in?
I mean, it's got potential, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously asking you to answer the question because, you can't because we don't know, but you could see that happening. It's just, I'm not.
The thing is, I think with like an American football and the NFL and stuff, I think they just come back and the play's already going.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So I don't think that they'll see that as a problem, to be honest. So
no, maybe not.
Boring AFC says the best thing you can do with TalkSport past 10 a.m. is turning it off. Now, it's a funny thing you should say that, and a reason I highlighted this comment was because I saw the what's the show that the Sports Desk or whatever it is with O'Hara and Cundy.
Is that the Sports Bar? It used to be called
the Sports Bar. That's it. Yeah.
I don't know if it still is, but yeah, it used to be with the guy Andy Goldstein, but that must be going back a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of years I think now with that, but yeah, I literally saw that as advertised, and he's saying that it's the Sports Bar, but yeah, it's I saw that as the advert on TalkSport because it was the only thing that was live, and I was like, nope, thank you very much. I watched something else. I watched a recording of something else. Thank you very much indeed. So I did take your advice before you gave it more in the FC. So thank you very much. Please make sure you're hitting the subscribe and liking the live as well. Share it out to all your mates as well. Be much appreciated. And any comments, stick them in the chat and we'll get to them.
Absolutely. Look, you're better off if you are listening to TalkSport and think you're right, we should turn it off. You are better off listening to me and you than you are TalkSport. You get far more sense.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the sense bit from my point of view, but it's at least my opinions are my own. They're not produced by anybody.
Well, yes.
You know what I mean? So it's there is an upside. It might not be the full upside, but there is definitely an upside. I mean, we don't go out to as many people as them mugs, to be fair, and I do question which one, should be true, but we don't really have the choice in that situation.
We don't quite have the reach.
Yeah, not quite the reach. We don't have the name for it or anything else. So yes. The lineup. Did you what did you make of the lineup? Obviously, we had Timber at right back again, which we kind of said beforehand. If we were going to have Timber at left back, we didn't want that. We wanted an actual right back, an actual left back. I'll get to that in a minute, Khalid. And obviously the normal midfield, but with Eza, Ødegaard was obviously out. Saka obviously out, so we started with Madueke. Start with Gyökeres and Martinelli on the left. Was that what you expected to see, or?
Well, obviously didn't expect to see Saka, and we found out about Ødegaard during the day. So if you'd asked me my lineup in the morning, because I can't remember what lineup I predicted, it was obviously it did contain Ødegaard, but not Saka. So I thought the lineup was good. It was really good and strong. I didn't really mind who the left back was. I thought it would be Calafiori, but no problem at all with Hincapié in there. My personal preference was it for Miles Lewis-Skelly or was that for the previous game? God, they come so thick and fast. But yeah, really strong lineup anyway. Defensively looks strong. No surprise on Kepa at all. I think the only part that I get exactly what it is, and I can't remember if I spoke with you about this, was our front three was very direct, very full of running. And I thought that it was picked on the basis that I think Mikel Arteta thought Chelsea were going to come out much more to play. They're much more front-footed than they were. And therefore, I think in some ways that attack was slightly nullified by two reasons. One, Chelsea didn't want to come out and Mikel Arteta wasn't prepared to go at them because he didn't need to. So therefore, you had Madueke and Martinelli a little bit deeper than might otherwise have been the case, which left Gyökeres isolated. But I thought it did improve when Trossard came on, and that's not a criticism of Martinelli, who I thought actually had a good game, or Gyökeres, or indeed Madueke. But it just, because of the way the game was, his little bit of guile was an ability to keep, was quite helpful. But I thought I can't have any complaints with why he selected that front three, because in theory, there should have been lots of space to hit on the transition, and those three would have been perfect on the transition. And I thought all three worked really, really hard, attempted to take the game when we did attack to Chelsea. And it's not a criticism, but a really strong lineup, and it showed we were taking it seriously, because I think this is an important competition for us.
Yeah, I don't think that the onus was on us. I think the onus was on them, and I think as well, to the first time in 6 years of basically getting to Wembley, I think it showed, and it was like, well, we ain't risking it. We don't need to risk it. We're just going to get there, yeah, we're going to let them do the job basically. I thought it was madness from Chelsea, to be honest. I think that the way they're set up in the 3-5-2, but then they had Delap on the right wing.
Yes.
And basically just, I don't know what he was doing. I mean, he was wrestling most of the game, to be fair. But
he saw the adverts in the rugby and thought that that's what game he might be playing.
Yeah, he obviously thought that that's where he wants to be rather than in the actual game. But
he should have been booked long before he was.
Yeah, when he did that swipe, he should. I think that should have been off by that point. The clip. Do you remember when there was the basically the pushing over, the kicking and whatever in the opposite corner, and I was like, surely that's a free kick. And they were like, they're actually showing that footage online today, basically saying we're holding that in the corner, wasting time.
Well, A, it's 0-0. Secondly, no, we were waiting for support to come. And thirdly, it's a foul. And he was looking for a foul.
I mean, it was several fouls, to be fair.
Well, yeah. We're trapped in the corner.
There were pulls.
Yeah. We're trapped in the corner. They've got us into the corner. Good defending to get us to the corner. The ball's going that way anyway. They boxed in the corner. It's good defending at that point. I'm not. This is before the foul, obviously. Good, smart defending. Get you trapped in the corner. But find me a team, even if you need a goal to win, and you've got a player stuck in the corner that isn't shielding that ball to try and wait for support to come.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I found hilarious was but basically, Hincapié, I think this Hincapié came in to help him.
Hincapié would be the logical one. I can't remember who it was, but it came from Hincapié's direction.
Yeah, so it was Martinelli that was in the corner originally, and he's trying to well, I mean, he was struggling to stand up, let alone play the ball, because he was being mauled by Gusto.
Again.
Well, I mean, not sure. It's what was going on, to be honest, because he'd already been kicked, and then dragged, and then held, and he was like, "What?" So I'm sure
they got the free kick as well, didn't they?
I don't remember. No, they just played it out.
Was it just play on? Was it? I thought they got. I remember Martinelli going mad at the linesman, and I thought,
he was.
Oh no, that was in the second half when he moved. That was when he moved over to the right wing. He got fouled, and then they gave a free kick against him. That was for something different.
Yeah, well, he got pushed into the flag and then into the awning, I think.
Yeah.
Into the advertising boards, but yeah, people are saying we're boring because on the 50th minute we were trying to hold the ball in the corner. That's not what was going on there.
No.
And if you think that was what was going on there, then there's something
you're Gary
wrong
Neville
with your brain. Yeah, and that as well. Khalid says is a Clash of the Reds on X and not on YouTube. That is the app for the Clash of the Reds. I think he's changed it. I don't know why he put the podcast on the end. You have to ask him that question. I don't know. So there you go. That is the link for it. And this is Lee from Goon and Gathering. Welcome in, Lee. Good to have you. Hi guys, great result Tuesday. Professional performance from Arsenal. I think it was professional performance. I think everybody's saying that we were boring, that we were this, that, and the other, and it's just like, well, I don't think the boredom was our fault, to be honest.
Which is a common theme this season.
Yeah, I mean, particularly in that instance, because the onus is on them, and it's a cup game, so you thinking at some point they're really gonna go for it. So you're gonna go, well, we're just saving our energy. I mean, did they think that we were tired on an hour or something? Did he think that was what's going on?
So I think his game plan here was that Arsenal will feel the pressure because we arguably needed to win that more than Chelsea did. I think he thought that if we sit defensively, we will come onto them and leave space for the transition. And he thought the crowd was going to get up linked to that first point. So I think he thought he'd draw us forward, our fullbacks would come forward, Rice would vacate the space, leaving Zubimendi on his own. Like we've seen quite often when we play against low blocks, we actually don't leave many back. But we didn't need to, because while it was 0-0 on the night, we were 1-0 up. And Mikel Arteta wasn't going to do that. So I think that's what he thought was going to happen, which, ironically is what I think Mikel Arteta thought Liam Rosner was going to do as well. Hence, he sort of picked those three very direct, very quick players to sort of for us to hit on transition. I think both thought the other one was going to make a transition game, but Mikel Arteta realised it within probably by the time they got the lineup. That wasn't how Chelsea were going to play, and he's like, "Wow, happy days."
Thank you very much. Then, if you're going to play straight into my hands, I'll just stick it like this, then, mate. Yeah.
Exactly. But I can only think that's what Liam Rosner was thinking was. I can't think of any other reason. And the crowd didn't get on their backs at all because we were like, well, we're 1-0 up. We don't need to.
No, I think it worked really well, actually, because it was
Sorry, I just saw.
Yeah, I know what you're laughing at. We haven't got there yet. Hold it in. We will get to that. I've already seen it, but but yeah, I think that both of the wingers really were kind of told not to take too many risks, and I think that if they've basically gone, well, if one of these going, the other one's staying back. That's it. So we're not overloading. We're not letting them having the space and playing through the middle or anything like that. So, I just think it worked really well for them. We said on the night that the only real time I felt a bit of pressure was the free kick. I think Cole Palmer took it in the end.
Yes, I think he did. Was it Enzo? Can't remember.
It was one of the two of them, wasn't it? Yeah, but it's it was actually as close as I thought it was. And I was right to be a bit anxious maybe, but then I don't think we were really tested at all, and there was only really one time that other than that where we got a bit antsy was where Kepa did his side punch save, wasn't there?
Yeah. I mean, apparently he made 2 saves in the game, but I'm at a complete loss to tell you when the other one was.
I think the other one was on. It wasn't a save as such. It was.
Was it from a header?
It was from a header. Yeah, it was from a header, but it's really close to him, and it just went straight to him.
Yeah.
Right. So it goes down as a save, but I mean, if you hadn't saved that, then I'd be like, yeah. You're definitely not playing.
You're never
final,
playing for us again, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just address this before we go on to anything else. Not really any surprises for me. The lack of Odegaard playing time makes me think Arteta might be losing some faith or patience with him. And there's rumours that that he might be off. What do you make to the he might be off rumours?
Well, I think any player could be off at any time. If you offer 500 million for William Saliba tomorrow, Arsenal are going to say yes, aren't they? I mean, you can make any player available from that point of view. But look, Tom Canton's come out today to say that the rumours of a falling out are incorrect. They haven't fallen out. So he has dissed them, and I think he is relatively well connected these days.
Oh, he is in there, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's one of those sort of more trusted journalists now for Arsenal when they want to do things. And look, and I don't think there's been any falling out at all. Do I think Odegaard is necessarily as trusted as he once was? No, but that's because we have several players we can trust right way across the pitch. Whereas you go back 2-3 years, Odegaard was one of the 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we had no options.
So there's no need to take the risk with him anymore. And I think he is a player that really, really is finding it more difficult with his form because he's a player that needs a little bit of space. Give him a little bit of space to operate in, and you will still see the best of Martin Odegaard. And I think the idea that he's absolutely pathetic and has offered nothing this season is wide of the mark. There have been moments even in the games where he's been criticised, like Manchester United, where 2 or 3 clever little touches, what he hasn't done is sustained it or got the goals and assists that necessarily show for it. And that's where he does need to improve. And I think he does need to stop coming so deep. But the rumours that he's fallen out with Arteta are certainly wide of the mark. And I'd be surprised to see him sold in the summer, particularly as I expect a successful season. I think, I can't see Arsenal selling the captain. At the end of this,
I mean, I certainly don't. I don't see it. That's the a player that's been with us through this kind of transition period, through kind of a barren period, if you like, and then you basically get to winning something, and all of a sudden he's going to be like, "I'm off." I don't really see happening. I think
not unless there's a personal reason. For instance, he goes suddenly to Norway or something like that, which I can't see him doing. He's far too young.
He's not going to do that at the end of his career, maybe, but
exactly.
I don't think that would ever kind of. And he's been doing too many interviews for that to happen as well. To be honest,
exactly.
He was
there as well, wasn't he, on Tuesday?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but he did an interview last week.
Yeah.
So on his kind of demeanor and everything. So I don't think he's going anywhere, to be honest. I do think that the alternatives are better now, and it's not as if Ezra is kind of pulling up trees. If he was, then he might be more under threat. But I think the progression of Havertz was always going to happen, whether it was going to happen with Havertz and Odegaard. I think that kind of question's been answered a little bit now. Potentially you could have had Odegaard with Havertz up top, but I think the Odegaard not necessarily being on the best of form has kind of made a decision for him where he can just go, well, okay, let's try Havertz in there for a bit and see how that goes.
And and actually probably that there's sort of 2 ways really, aren't there, to sort of unlock a low block. And I think one of the ways, which is why I think Mikel Moreno has been so key this season, is a little bit of physical presence, which isn't Martin Odegaard's game and never will be. Or it is that individual trickery and pace there, which is kind of an Eza. And I think that is where Odegaard is struggling at the moment. But if you have Odegaard, on the pitch in Milan, I think you get the same performance you got from Eza, if not better, because I think there's a slightly improvement defensively too, because he occupies really well when given space. The idea that he always slows the game down, I don't think is true. It is true that he does slow the game down more than Eza, but he also keeps the ball a lot more than Eza. And sometimes it's because he's looking to play a certain ball and he can't play it because the space isn't there for him to play it, and therefore he takes the extra touch then to find an alternative pass, which then leads to this sort of frustration and narrative that he's deliberately slowing the game down. I mean, yes, he is to some extent, but not for the reasons that you are saying, not you personally. I mean, as in people are saying that he's slowing the game down, and I think there will be a time and place for him again. I really do.
Yeah, I think I mean, he's a very confidence orientated player anyway, to be fair. But
I think that's true.
I think that the pressing from the back, I think has got to stop. I think he's probably burning himself out more than anything else. I don't really agree with that. I thought that's what when Zubimendi came in, they kind of changed that and stopped it happening. So I don't understand why that's kind of started rearing its head again, to be honest. But all by all accounts, it's a natural thing from Martin himself. So
I agree with you. I think he's got to get a lot further forward. He's got to get closer, and hopefully, sort of seeing Havertz do that and succeed, and Eza do it to a less well extent, may well mean that Martin Odegaard tries to change that tendency, because that, as you say, that's what Zubimendi's there for.
Yeah. We got T joining us. How are we, sir?
I'm good. Good evening. Sorry, I'm late.
Always late, in you. Have you got a watch?
It's like we're an hour ahead here, so sometimes I need to get some things and all that, any baby and everything. So,
well, if you message me and tell me a better time, then we can make it a better time. It's fine.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm the only one that has the time problem. So
No, don't worry.
Just because
no.
No,
we accommodate. We will accommodate. It's fine.
No problem.
And if we can't, we can't. But yeah, welcome in anyway. How did you find the game?
Which one? The City game or the Arsenal game?
Sod the City game. You don't care about the City game, do
you? Okay, so for the Arsenal game, I mean, we've seen Arsenal play this kind of game all the time, especially this season, where we tend to, like, when we are a goal ahead, we tend to allow the opposition to get the ball, but the defensive formation is always there, is compact. So even with all the possession Chelsea had, like someone always says, maximum possession, no penetration, if you get what I'm saying. So they really didn't threaten us. They didn't show any form of danger whenever they were with the ball. So it was on them to come and attack us, because we already, I mean, if the game ended the way it started as 0-0, we qualified. I mean, yes, Havertz scored the winning goal, but we didn't need that goal. And we didn't need the goal, if we're being honest. But we all liked it. I mean, that we won the first leg and we won the second leg. So Chelsea didn't come to. I think Rosinho was trying to do the same thing we did. Keep the game close, keep it compact, no risk, but see if you can just grab that one goal. That's go ahead goal. Because if they score, let's be real now. If Chelsea has scored the first goal in that game, it becomes a different ball game, because it's now 3-3 on aggregates. Now who wants it more. But throughout the game, Chelsea didn't look like they were any trouble. I mean, we had the best chances in the game, and then I'm sure you guys must have talked about the penalty shouts, which for one reason or the other, I don't know how VAR missed that, because that was a clear penalty to everybody else.
Which one? The Martinelli one?
Yes, that's the only one. It was clear. I mean,
it's not the only one actually, because there was one from the corner, where the guy was it Fofana? I think it was Fofana.
I think it was Fofana. Yeah,
and he basically dove like a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
and it hit here.
He hit his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I mean that for me that's not a penalty. I think it should be kind of looked at as a penalty, but I think under the current guise of the rules, I don't think that's ever a penalty. Where I think it has merit is where the defender can handball it, but the attacker can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I don't like that double standard. I don't like. If it's a foul for the attacker to do it, it's a foul for the defender to do it. Simple as that.
Straight up. Yeah.
But I don't think that was a penalty. But yeah, I mean the Martinelli one. I've got people basically telling me you don't know football if you think this is a penalty, and you're like,
it's a penalty.
The refs give them the opportunity to talk like that, because they didn't call it. The on-field ref didn't call it. VAR checked it and said no penalty. So I mean, what do you expect? They are supposed to be the professionals. It's supposed to be their job.
Yeah, well,
But
we know.
that tackle, that was 2 different tackles. There was the first one, which yes, he got the ball. He clearly got the ball in the first one.
Yeah, the first phase, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine,
Martinelli
no problem.
got the ball under control. After that, pushed the ball ahead. Will have been through on goal, and then his left leg came and just took him out of the game.
Yeah, but I got told that that he's already falling, and you're like, what?
But he's falling, but his left leg came up. No, his left leg came up. I mean, who was falling? Martinelli was falling, or
Cheers. You're exactly right. It's a lifting of the left leg. That leg shouldn't leave the floor. It should stay on the floor, and if it stays on the floor and he takes out Martinelli, there's no foul at all.
Have you seen?
And it's a natural movement. That is not a natural movement to lift your leg.
Absolutely not.
And I just very quickly, I have no problem with the referee not giving it on the field. I know, Spox, you slightly disagree there. For me, though, the assistant referee is right in front of it with a perfect view. Almost it's better than the one we had, Spox, and we had a good view of it.
I thought the ref, and this is why I think that's wrong, because I think that the ref were basically over that side the whole game, and anything that happened on our side, he was the other side the whole time, and he should be able to see that leg lifting up more than anybody, and he didn't. And he chose not to.
Dom got it right, because the linesman was right there. The linesman should have actually seen that.
I mean, that linesman was a joke anyway, because there was one on was it Gyökeres, I think, where he basically just cleaned him straight out, and
right in front of him.
Yeah, the linesman's like 3 yards away, and he just stood there, just nothing.
Honestly, I just think I think the refs on the day were trying to just make it competitive, because
that's what I said.
If the penalty had been given,
it ends the game.
It, and that's the game is over. Yeah. So no late drama, no late push.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. They're just doing it to keep the entertainment.
We got our goal, and guess what? It was Havertz again that dunked on them, and then went on to touch the badge. So I mean, we got what we wanted: a trip to the finals at Wembley, where our coach hasn't lost a game, both playing and coaching the Arsenal team. So
he's only had one, though. I need to be fair.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a player, he's never lost there, and all the community shields and everything. Yeah, the community shields and all that. So yeah. And the thing is, I mean, it's always going to be City. I've said it in my videos. It was always going to be City.
Yeah, I think we all kind of
playing the Champions League finals, and it's going to be Arsenal City. See,
Newcastle have been pony anyway, haven't they?
That game. I tuned into the game late, the Newcastle game late. I tuned in around 35
You were never
minutes.
late, were you, T?
I can't believe you were late. Yeah, absolutely not.
So I tuned in the game, and next I was like, wait, City are up 3-0. Nah, man, I just tuned off. off the game.
No, I watched the first 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm not watching this. It's going to be a procession.
No.
But I did see that there was a Foden challenge where he got the ball and then he continued to slide for about another 5 yards, and he lifted his leg up at somebody and knocks him over like it was like he was doing 10-pin bowling, and he lifted him over, and everybody's going, well, why is there a free kick? He was like, well, he lifted his leg for a start, so and he's like, have you this guy I was arguing with on Twitter, he's like, have you never been leaning back and done this, that, and the other, and I can't remember, and then your leg raises up and this, that, and the other. I said, have you ever heard a little thing called gravity? That kind of stops that happening. Yeah. Unless your stud goes in the ground, your foot is going towards the ground. That's what happens when gravity happens.
Yeah, your foot should not come off the floor unless it hits a massive, great big bobble in the turf that lifts your foot up. And even then,
I could even understand that with the Chalobah one.
Yeah,
I could even understand that with the Chalobah one, but he didn't hit anything. He literally just deliberately lifted his leg. So, yeah. Khalid saying that Newcastle had a lot of chances. They just missed all of them. It doesn't surprise me. Newcastle have got injuries as well. They don't have the squad to deal with them.
No.
Unfortunately. So yeah. Sam Wilson, evening, sir. How are we? Welcome in. Guys, if you're new in here, please make sure you're hitting the subscribe, like, and share. And yeah, any comments, stick them in the chats.
Evening, Sam. I hope you're well.
Oh, is he one of your mob, is he?
He is indeed.
Indeed. Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Newcastle goal shyness makes masked. How vulnerable City are. I mean, Liverpool done Newcastle anyway 4-1, didn't they? So I think it's funny, really, isn't it? Because that setup that Newcastle have against us is reserved for us. They don't play it against anybody else. It's weird. You're like, why don't you just try setting up the way you set up against Arsenal and see what happens? I get it when you need 2 goals because obviously you're going against City and whatever, but I'm talking about league games and such. Yeah, you'd think that they've got kind of a methodology for it, so you'd expect that.
Yeah, but I think there is something in this though. That City look incredibly vulnerable, for those transitions, and it's so easy to play through their midfield.
Wide open.
Yeah, I mean, obviously at centre back they've got significant injuries, but Gavardio plays left back these days. But you can get at their fullbacks comfortably, and you can get through their midfield, and that leaves their centre backs, doesn't matter who they are, exposed, and therein lies their issue. And I actually think that Liverpool will beat City at the weekend because they should be very well set up to do that.
Yeah,
no, Liverpool should beat City. Actually, I mean, I'm looking out for excuse me. I'm looking out for a draw anyway because let's be honest, City needs that game. If they lose that game and Arsenal get 3 points against Sunderland, which we should, that's probably like curtains for me when it comes to the league.
13 games to go. Do you think that's it? Do you think that's curtains?
9 points with this Arsenal team.
9 points. Yeah, 9.9 points. So it's a 4-game swing essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, but look at the facts and the figures. Like every time this Arsenal team loses a game, what happens? They go on a run of 5 games winning streak, and every time, and just before then, we've been shaky. But once we lose a game, it's like they remember that no, we can't let this thing slide. They go on a run. Arsenal is not losing 2 games in the remaining games.
Yeah, I particularly like that. Obviously, where we dropped points last season, we've picked up points this season. And all right, we lost and drew to Liverpool, but we drew with Liverpool twice last season anyway. So we've dropped 1 point over that system, over that time frame. And yeah, I think we got 4 points off City last season, didn't we?
Yeah, we draw and
yeah. So if we need to, then we can go to the Etihad and play for a win at the Etihad. I don't think we'll need to at that point.
No,
I think we should do purely from a basis of being taken seriously. If it's like got to that point where it's a foregone conclusion, when it's done, when it's whatever, I think we just literally just take the handbrake off completely and just go for it. Just literally go for it and just try and put them to.
You saw the news about Pep saying the FA should rejig the rules and allow Gay to play in the finals, right?
We might have had a pop at it at the start.
we've already had a pop where he's basically
I figured,
yeah, they want to relocate Wembley and they want to you want to change the rules.
But why is he moaning so much?
Because he always does it though. It's not a new thing.
But maybe we didn't notice because he was winning all those seasons. But I don't know why this is.
Everybody just wants to get a piece of him, don't they? In their face.
Yes.
It's literally just I've never known like the whole media literally just pander to him. They might as well just pant in front of his face with their tongues out. Because
I think he's exhausted. I think he's absolutely exhausted and has got nothing left, and it's just that frustration and anger, which, as you say, has always come out, but it's even more noticeable. It was a bizarre thing to moan about yesterday. It really was.
It was mad, wasn't it? I mean, do you think he'd actually be devastated to lose to like Slot and Arteta, like in consecutive seasons, if that happens? Caveat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think he knows where Manchester City's team are right now, which is still somewhat in transition, despite spending, was it 800 million now in the last 3 windows? It's not that much, but you know what
600,
I mean.
600.
It is 600, yeah.
I just think he's not used to going, like last season. He didn't win any trophy last season. I mean, yes, he was probably saying the Shield,
if you ask him.
Yeah. But then again, this is another season, and it looks like he may not win any trophy again this season. There's a possibility of that happening. So, yeah, that may be getting to him a little bit because, I mean, that's new territory for Pep Guardiola. Throughout his time in Barcelona, Bayern Munich, he's always been winning. So this is like new waters for him right now.
It's exactly what I was just going to come on to say. I think he knows where they are. He knows they're not quite there. He's not quite sure how to handle it, and after 10 years, he's exhausted. And I think the whole thing is coming together.
Do you know this comment, right? I think this is too simplistic, and the reason I think it's too simplistic, and I do and I don't think it's too simplistic, because I think he misses Walker more than he misses a good Rodri. Yeah. Because even when the midfield kind of screwed up, where was Kyle Walker?
Pace.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. And it didn't matter if he was on the right side, the left side, the middle, it could be in the other goal mouth. He'd be there. And that's what he can't replace.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's absolutely right. I think Rodri...
You know what he should have done? He should have got Trent. That's what he should have done.
But Rodri has a part.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about as a pace merchant, because that's obviously what Walker is. But where Walker has that pace, Trent has that quality.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I mean, he's no slouch anyway, but just not as quick as Walker. But then who is? But I just think that kind of gelling of a Rodri, a Trent, that kind of thing would solve more problems than it hurts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Rodri obviously has a part to play in terms of how easy it is to get through their midfield, but it's not the sole reason. And I think you're absolutely spot on the importance of Kyle Walker. He was absolutely crucial to them, and replacing him is no easy feat. Did we just very quickly, because we just moved past it, just want to quickly cover the Odegaard injury?
Yeah, I was going to go back to it, but I thought this was kind of
absolutely,
but yeah, I didn't think there was any news as such. I didn't think there was any timeline. I don't know if you've got any timeline.
The only thing sort of being suggested was that it wasn't deemed serious and that it was a precaution, but that came from a Mikel Arteta press conference, and that's always difficult to judge because, like most managers, he's not going to give you a clue as to really what the timescales are.
I would caveat that a little bit as well, because he did say that, or I have heard that Saka's not serious, but he wouldn't be back until the North London derby, which is a bit weird to me, because that's a few weeks away, but it's nothing serious.
That's 2 weeks at the earliest.
Nearly 3, isn't it?
It's nearly 3 weeks, isn't it?
Almost 3 weeks. That's
So I don't really understand that. It doesn't really ring true for me. But I guess it'll just be a case of whether he's taken out a spotlight, whether he's recovering from something or not. I guess we don't.
In basketball, it says load management.
Well, load management is another one, but I think that is that just appeases people when they say that they've played too many minutes.
I think that's why Jurrien Timber missed training today. I'm not worried about him being injured. Maybe he is, because I'm not obviously on the Arsenal medical staff or coaching staff. But I think Jurrien Timber was given the day off training today for load management.
But didn't he have the same like last week when we played Kairat?
Yeah.
So he got given that off as well. So it may well be that's.
But he played a lot over that Christmas period, didn't he? When there was no Ben White and what have you.
Well, even when Ben White was back, he was still on left back. So it was like, and he played in at centre back as well.
Yeah.
So I was very keen for him to get a rest. Sam Wilson says, I had to smile at this. It wasn't what I meant to say. I wasn't deeming that you were some motorcycle bandit club that kind of runs around with pistols shooting people and hammers whacking people or anything like that. It was just more association rather than affiliation. Do you know what I mean? So
but we are going to have a lot of fun with this now, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to get you on the show, and I'll do special thumbnails for the privilege if you come on the show. So there we go. Femi, I haven't seen in the chat before. I haven't seen him on my Twitter before, but welcome in, sir. That's one of your guys, is it? Fair enough.
Now, G, are we have to do pistols at dawn about this?
Yeah. Absolutely. High noon, all that kind of jazz. And, maybe this guy's got a watch though, eh? But yeah, if you are new in the chat, please make sure you're hitting the like, subscribe, and sharing it out as well. Get involved with everybody else. I will put Dom. If I can work out how to do it. Where's the thing to show the things? I don't know why it's not on. Oh, I know why it's not on. Actually, yeah. It comes on when I do that. So, Okay. There's Dugout T. So make sure you drop in his channel a follow as well, and Arsenal Domination as well. We'll appreciate that as well. Boring FC, who Nico G is actually decent. It's Rodri who's miles off it. Again, I don't think it's just Rodri, but I don't think Rodri gets away with quite as much as he's been getting away with previous seasons, and I think that's maybe why he's getting found out a little bit.
Yeah,
potentially.
But then again, what's up with Haaland? Has he scored this year?
He's not scored in 2026 yet. I don't think, unless he scored.
He hasn't scored.
No, he scored in the. He scored last week, didn't he?
I don't think he scored in 2026.
No, he's not scored in Premiership, and he hasn't scored this year.
No, not in Premiership.
I don't think he's even scored in the Champions
League. He scored against Exeter.
Did he score against Exeter City?
I thought he scored in the Champions League.
No, I don't think he did score in the Champions League. Okay, the 10-1 against Exeter, I think he scored in that game. But he's not scored in Premiership. He hasn't scored in the Premier League this year. So he's in a bit of a dry spell, and that's very unlike Haaland. Maybe that's why they've been struggling. Those 1-1-1-2-2s they've been playing. He's really been struggling.
I'm going to go.
What gets me?
I'll go and check that while you two chat.
Yeah, you go and check that. Go and check. I just find it quite funny that everybody says that we're we're defensive, we're boring, we're this, we're that, we're the other, and we basically scored 3 less goals than the team who've got the best striker in the world. So I don't really know where that logic comes from, to be honest. I get that we can score from set pieces. I get that we can score from free kicks. I don't know why we keep getting labelled the throwing kings, because I haven't seen us score one. We can't score penalties because we never get given any. And that's it. So
I
yeah,
I can give you the lowdown on Haaland. He has
So go on.
none in the FA Cup. He didn't score against Exeter. You're right, Sparks. He did get one in the Champions League against Galatasaray. He also scored against Brighton, so he's gone 2 goals in 2026.
Fair enough. I don't know. Decent isn't prime Rodri levels. The defense is vulnerable, and the covering isn't there. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Is that the defense was always helped out. I mean, Stones was a decent defender anyway. Just could never stay fit. And obviously he was quite quick at the time. I don't really know with the out of favour with Ake, but I think he's always injured as well recently. But yeah, I think Walker's a bigger loss than people kind of give it credit for. But yeah, they've got the best striker in the world, don't they? And they're Sharks, so they're coming for us apparently. But
do you think? I mean, let's be real. Do you think City have what it takes to go on like it? I mean, we have how many games left? 13 games. Am I right? 13 games.
13 games.
14 games left.
13, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you think out of these 13 games, City can go on like a 10 games winning streak? I mean, that's what they need to do. They
don't have to do a 10-game winning streak, really.
Really?
They have to turn around. Right now, they have to turn around 2.5 fixtures, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're only going to face us once, so that's one game, and we're out by 6.
Yeah. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying that they're. What I'm saying is, it's more about us than it's about them.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying they could go ahead and win 10 games and still not win the league. But I'm saying, is this something that you think this City team is capable of? Because that would be really nice to escape every agenda that's going around at the moment. Would be absolutely perfect. There's see, the truth is, pundits, rival fans, analysts, they all don't really want Arsenal to win this league.
No, I know
they don't, because a lot of them have been bashing Arsenal for so long, even before.
Because they have no content, mate. It's because they don't have a brain of their own.
And no, this was even before Arteta. Then when Arteta took over, a lot of them, especially Gary Neville, he's always been like, Arsenal won't win the league under this manager. Arsenal can't achieve anything under this manager. So they all know that if it happens, they will all have to now start eating their words and start giving this same manager praise. The same manager
they kind of have done already, and they've spun it the other way and basically gone, the quadruple is on and all this lot, and so now they can go, well, it's like the Liverpool narrative, isn't it? You were on for the quadruple, but you only got the Premier League, so it's still a failure.
It's a setting up to fail narrative, isn't it? The only thing I will say for Gary Neville, in fairness, last season and this season, he has predicted Arsenal to win the league. But
I think he did that from a point of failure point of view.
Possibly, but I was going to say, what game was he watching on Tuesday? I mean, we were looking at our phones, weren't we? And it's like, what?
Well, you told me, you stood next to me, and you said about those comments, and I was like, you must be joking. But even Peter Drury, when we scored the goal,
they've clung on and
clung on, and they responded, and you're like, they clung on for what?
Clung on to what?
Nothing started. Nothing started at all. We didn't cling on at all. I think they might have started actually full on pressing us
in the 94th minute,
like a minute before we scored that goal.
Yeah, literally, 94th minute was the first time I remember us. They pressed in ones and twos, but it was the first time we really saw them pressing fours and fives, and we scored 90 seconds later.
Yeah,
I know that came from a long ball, which Nkapie won the header for, but
though in fairness, we'd had a few of those balls over the top that actually could have done exactly the same thing, to be fair. And there were a couple going into Gyökeres, and nobody just went up with him. He just literally just kind of went through, and they were just going, well, if he scores, he scores, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. Happy days.
Well, I just think Chelsea, the Chelsea coach knew that he couldn't go all out. if he did that, he would get caught. I mean, they played it so cautiously throughout the whole game. Like they were like,
but it's a cup game. It's a cup game. You've got to go at some point.
Yeah, but that's where Chelsea missed it. But the thing is, look at the teams that have gone against Arsenal. This is the only team that came out against Arsenal and won was Manchester United.
Yeah. But I think Man United are disrespected. I really do. As a starting 11,
yeah,
I think they're disrespected. I really do.
They have a good team, but the only thing is that they need to come together, and we might see that team gelling maybe say next season. But the thing is, anybody that any team, both in the Premiership and in Europe, any team that comes out to play against this Arsenal team gets caught. You know, Bayern Munich tried it; they got slapped 3-1. Atletico Madrid 4. Inter Milan 3. So if you come out, I mean, Pep Guardiola against us in the first leg,
part of the bus,
didn't come out. So you can't come out against the Arsenal team and not get caught. So see what happened in the first leg against Chelsea when they were at home, when they had to come out for it. Every time they come out, they get caught. So he knew it that if he tried to go at it against us, we will probably go maybe 1 or 2 goals up. And then it's not be a mountain to climb. But what he did was to play the old school game. Like if you watch the Champions League back in the early 2000s, when the second leg, when like maybe the first leg was about 2-2 or 2-1, and then there was even the away goals rule.
The away goals rule, and then you park the bus at home.
Second leg is exactly. Second legs are always tight. First legs will be like 3-2, 2-2, 4-3, but the second legs are always very tight because nobody wants to concede that first goal. That's what happened. Chelsea didn't want to concede the first goal in that game. So they were like, if you don't score, they don't score. We'll wait and wait and wait. And if it
do you think he thought the away goals rules counted though?
Well, if he did, he was A, wrong, but secondly, that was doing him no favours either because he had to score 2.
There's never been an away goals rule in the Carabao Cup, even when it was the Carling Cup.
I was kind of being sarcastic, but
I know. I'm just saying.
It's kind of from
where.
It was kind of more from a point as really he made substitutions, but they didn't really change the way he played. They just played the same way and didn't really threaten anything. And all right, you can argue that. I think he was trying to draw us in so he could counter us, and you're like, well. Surely you've seen for 60 minutes now that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So at this point, you need to change your plan. Have you seen his other comments today? Actually, that he was disrespected before the game because apparently there was one of the coaching staff that went to retrieve a ball in his half of the pitch where he's training. And he basically told him to not go on his side of the pitch. But I watched the footage of that, and it was like he was waiting for the camera to pick him up for him to do that. And I was just like, I don't know what you're doing. And he's in press conferences today, basically, I know they didn't respect me and this, that, and the other. And you're like, are you trying to be some Don of the Premier League or something? Because I think right now you're just looking a bit dumb, to be honest.
Well, it's a bit unnecessary, to be honest, isn't it? You know, I mean, Arsenal weren't like using the centre circle. You know, traditionally, goalkeepers have kicked the ball into the other half, getting their range. And you go and retrieve the ball if it goes over your coach's head that's trying to catch it. But that happens to both teams. Otherwise, unless you're getting your ball back, you don't go in the half. And everyone
we're going to put a fucking wall up the middle.
Yeah, exactly. You know, every team have balls that go into the other team's half during a warm up by mistake, and you just go get your ball back, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very childish.
The only thing I could think of where he might have a point would be if the coach ran through the middle of a drill they were doing and it disrupted their entire drill. You're doing.
He wasn't even watching his own players. He was watching the staff at the other end of the pitch, and you're like, well. Okay, if it's that much of a problem, but you're not even seeing your guys' drills. You're looking at the opposite way. It just didn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Do you reckon? Actually, speaking of Chelsea, do you reckon? And it didn't work. from either of the corners that we had in the game. Do you reckon we'll see more of this? Teams copy what they did with of sending 2 or 3 up late.
No,
because it didn't work at all, did it?
No, the first one we now know was a handball.
Yep.
Which in the Premier League that is given as a handball. Sorry, I don't care who the team is. That is given as handball. Doesn't matter who it is. Even we get that as a handball in the Premier League. Even we get that. It's given as a handball. And the other one, he just misplaced the header.
Yeah.
Otherwise that's a goal as well.
You know, some people are saying like, if they're going to like defend the corners like that the easiest thing to do is just play short, because then we have more numbers in the box. Play short and drive it in.
It's not even numbers in the box at that point. You know, you've got I think Redknapp was on about it actually. I'm not sure. I caught the back end of something, but the thing is, you've got defenders on the goal line, and then you've got the defenders on the edge of the 6-yard box. Well, again, we had this conversation on the other day, Dom. I wasn't great as a centre-back, but I tell you what, in the space of a 6-yard area, I'm making some space. I'm 6'2". I'm making some space, and I'm getting something on something. And even if I can smack the ball in your face, I'm knocking you in the goal as well. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't think it works. And what Pedro was doing, did he? Have you seen the Pedro one, where he's like doing a tug of war, but he's doing it into Saliba?
Okay, the one that they had to check. You know, they were both pulling each other. To be fair, anyway. And it was before the corner was taken.
Yeah, so it wasn't even in play, but he's literally trying to barge his way through Saliba. And you're like, what are you doing? It just didn't really make any sense. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff where they said Pedro was brilliant.
Yeah, and even during the game, the commentator was saying that if you wanted to get a masterclass on how to play against strong centre backs, watch João Pedro play in the game. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, he was holding his own, but it wasn't like he was doing any kind of magic.
I'll Saliba and Gabriel if they'd like to play him again. I guarantee the answer is yes.
Right? They didn't 100%, move.
You know, exactly.
They didn't move. They were in position. As a centre back, right? As a centre back, if you're not moving me, if I'm basically just holding you and I can put my leg round you and nudge the ball, I've won. I beat you.
I can ask my under 11s. I can ask my under 11s right now. Right, they are 10 and 11-year-old boys, and my three main defenders will tell you all day long. They'll tell the strikers, if you run in a straight line and will you stand still, we are the happiest 3 boys on the pitch because it is so easy. And this is when we're teaching them diagonal, curl few runs, round the back.
This is where I criticise.
There was none of that.
Yeah, this is where I criticise Gyökeres. Because when previous games, I don't think he was like that against Chelsea. To be honest, I think he made some decent runs. You know, again, I don't think that he penetrated their defense either. I think it was just, you know, it was just what was it say? You're basically taking up his space. So you're basically just going, well, you're looking at me, you're not looking anywhere else. That's all you're doing. You're averting attention.
He had three
trying to do.
Yeah. And he had 3 on him, to be fair. Yeah. I've just seen the clip, by the way. I've just found it on social media. He's retrieving a ball that has been kicked by Kepa.
Yeah.
And he looks to make sure there's no one around. This is the coach, by the way, that encroached. And runs right to the side of as far to the side of the pitch as you could possibly want. And runs at pace to make sure the ball got back so it didn't interrupt them. What more was he supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
Oh, you found footage? Can you send it me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you now. Yeah,
send it me. Cause
yeah, I'll put it in the private chat here, and then you can see it. It's coming over now. There's a link in there to the footage. Literally, as Sam Blitz here says, is affecting it, and you can see it. You can't see what he's looking at, but you can see him look behind at something, which is presumably the ball. He runs to the side of the pitch to make sure he's not in the way, and sprints after what is presumably the ball. It's, I can't see what Rosnar is complaining about, or why he's really bringing it back up in a press conference. But there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on João Pedro, yeah, he worked hard. He put himself about a bit, but he offered nothing either. Chelsea offered nothing. It's the most comfortable 90 minutes against a top side that Arsenal could possibly have hoped for, particularly when they're essentially 1-0 up.
No, I agree with it. I'm not even going to try pronouncing that, but thanks for joining us. I'm guessing that's another one of your followers there, T. But thanks for joining us. Please make sure you drop in subscribes and likes and all that lot. There are both our channels as well if you want to follow those. SJ says, evening gents, evening SJ. I hope you enjoyed the match, because I think you were there as well. If Arsenal can beat City, then it'll symbolize a passing of the torch, and I think Pep knows it. I agree. I mean, if it's certainly at 9 points, and then, I mean, it's still a long way to go to even get to that game. So it'd be interesting to see how many points it is. But yeah, I completely agree with that. And I do think in normal situations we don't necessarily need to beat them.
No,
and I don't think we'll necessarily need to beat them again this year. But I do think that would be kind of a bit more of a statement, if you like.
Yeah, but we do need to beat them in the Carabao Cup finals anyway. We need to beat them there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, is that before? That's before.
I reckon it's before. Yeah, we played them in April, and the Carabao's obviously March.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, doing the rounds now is that we could play them 5 times in a month.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Carabao Cup, the league, the Champions League. Yeah, but yeah, I strongly believe they drop points at Liverpool this weekend. I don't see Liverpool losing that game.
I actually think Liverpool win it.
Yeah, I do too.
Well.
I don't think comfortably will. That's a big one.
No, comfortably. I think a 3-1.
I mean, they have Semenyo and Gray is going to play, so it might be a tricky game. But I don't think Liverpool.
Yeah, but I even Semenyo, I don't think he's not set the world alight. I know he's scored goals in the was it the Champions League game? He scored 2 and
he scored against Exeter. He scored in the
I know he scored against Exeter, but I could have scored against Exeter. I'm not being funny.
I mean, in fairness,
no jokes.
I still can't.
Was that dumb?
Semenyo has been scoring goals for them, but I think that the thing is, one player does not a team make, and I just think that Liverpool are very well set up to play against City if they play like they did against us, by which I mean they sit in compact and go and hit on the break. And if they go and hit on the break, you can play through City like you can't play through Arsenal. And that's
I think he's turning that Liverpool side into us, isn't he? That's what the intention is.
Yeah.
To set up pretty much the same and then just burst attack.
Yeah.
That's what I see anyway.
Yes, I agree.
Boring FC, insert Ten Hag quote, era's come to an end. I go, that's the passing of the torch thing. Fair enough. I had to take it too far.
That's a mob quote.
Oh, the mob quote. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got the reference. All eras come to an end. Yeah, exactly. 1-0 is back, baby. George Graham reincarnation. I mean, we'll take it, right? We just need to get over the line this time, and we can worry about how pretty it is next time, yeah? If there is a next time, if there is a this time, right? Caveat. Arsenal lost 4 games last season and came second. City already on 5 or 6. They are on
5 losses.
5, yeah.
5. That's not bad actually.
Yeah, so but they're on 5 draws. If they're the 5 losses and all the rest of wins, then that's fair enough. But they've got 5 draws as well. So that's obviously their more margin, isn't it? So yeah, we've got 5 draws, but we've only got 3 losses. So quite a big. I mean, I get that obviously, you know, if you're turning losses to wins, it's more influential. Correct. Yeah, but if too many of those losses are converted into draw, or those wins don't reflect, you know, the win turnaround and their draws, then yeah, that's also not great, is it?
I mean, you know, we discussed it briefly earlier, right? But you know, Arsenal ultimately just have to do what they focus on them, get enough points, and it doesn't really matter what City do. But I think T's also right. I don't see the City side capable of winning 10 in a row. I'm not sure any side is going to win 10 in a row between now and the end of the season. I think it's too competitive and too many things going on. But I just don't think that City are capable of putting a run together. I don't think they are strong enough.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but I don't think it will matter now anyway.
No, I don't either.
And
it won't. If you beat Sunderland and they lose to Liverpool, that'll be the end of it. I think they will be psychologically out of it. They won't be up for it anymore. That's
yeah. I mean, did you hear the interview with I think it was on Haters, and basically with Pep was asked, you know, obviously if you'd lose the next game, essentially, do you just give up on the league and basically concentrate on the on the other competitions? Have you seen that interview?
No, not yet.
Quite well. A little follow up to that is what Simon Jordan has basically followed up on that today, and I didn't watch it live, but I did. I saw the clip because I filter his clips because some are just rage bait and some of it is quite intelligent, kind of well worked out and straight to the point. And he actually said, which I thought was quite novel for him. He said it'd be nice for City not to win anything, especially with the entitled nature that's going on at the minute, and it seems like there's a lot of spoilt brats that are kind of kicking their toys out of the pram, and it'd be interesting to see who is there at the end of the year if they go another year not winning anything. He said, but it seems that the League Cup is where he's laid his hat. And that he's putting all guns blazing into that because he doesn't see himself winning anything else. And I thought that was quite telling, really, especially from somebody that's kind of lauded them as this powerhouse and as this world-class team and whatever, to actually turn around and go, well, this is what I see what he's doing. Do you think that's what he's doing?
I mean, it's his best chance, isn't it? I mean, you're in a final, so it's obviously your best chance. You could argue it's Arsenal's best chance in some ways because you're in the final. It's one game and you win it and you win the trophy. But I think there's a difference between Arsenal and City at this moment in time because Arsenal are 6 points clear in the top of the league, look like they're moving in the right direction, and look like they can cope when things go against them, which I don't think City can at this moment. So I think that is what he's doing, and I think he is trying to sort of go, I can still do it, and look, even when we're in transition, I can still win something. And I think it is their best chance to win anything. I don't think they're strong enough in the Champions League. They could win the FA Cup, but I also don't think they're going to win the Premier League. And therefore, he's got 2 knockout competitions. One he's in the 4th round of, which is as far as he can be at this stage. The other he's in the final of. So, yeah, of course, he should go for that one. And I agree.
But you can still do a domestic double, right?
Yeah. I think the part I disagree with Simon Jordan here is that that's the only one he thinks he can win, but it's certainly the one he got the best chance of winning. you know, because he could definitely win the FA Cup. They'd be good enough to do that. You know, they're good enough to win the Premier League if we let them, but I think they're relying on us rather than themselves.
Well, they are relying on us. It's not. It's not even a debate.
Well,
is it?
Forget even the 6-point gap. Pretend there's no point gap. I still think we're better than them right now, and they'd still probably be relying on us.
I mean, yeah. I just, that would be at least that something is kind of in their control.
It's in their control, but the point I'm making is, if right now, with 13 games to go, you said both teams are neck and neck. You know, you could argue that City have been there, done it before, but you'd look at the squads and think Arsenal are the more likely of the two. Just for me,
I hate that analysis, to be honest, because Pep's been there before, and not even the back room has done it before because they're not even there anymore. Tixey's gone. The new guy that's coming, I can never remember his blooming name, but he's never done it before as a back room, and yet there's odd players that have been there and done it, but
not all of them.
They haven't.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I would still back Arsenal, because I think that's their best thing. Look, I think you can make an argument Guardiola's a better manager than Arteta.
Well, obviously, on evidence,
yeah. Without question. And you could make the argument of that, but like you say, I don't think that necessarily stands up, because by that logic, teams that have never won the Premier League before are never going to win it, and they do.
Win it, yeah.
Well, this is the thing, because I listened to O'Hara tell me that that Spurs can win the Champions League the other day, but he was the one that basically said, because
we can't win the Premier League because we've never won it.
No, we can't win the Champions League because we've never won it, and it's like, well, we can't win it because we've never won it, but you can, and it doesn't really make any sense to me. So it's that kind of logic that kind of comes out there. But boring FC.
By the way, just by pure chance, I've just seen on my Twitter feed the grappling in the air in the corner flag. Martinelli gets pulled over, Hincapié gets pulled over, and it's just play on.
Yeah,
literally, just if we're talking about it, it comes back up. Both of them get literally manhandled away.
Yeah, like Gusto took Martinelli over, and Delap took Hincapié over. Yeah. So it was like they're showing this for the footage and this, that, and the other. I said I just commented on it. I said it's funny that nobody thinks on here that there's a foul here. The biggest problem that you've got is somebody shielding the ball to stop it going out for a corner, and we're supposed to be time delaying, and nobody has the time to clear the ball because they're just being kicked, grappled, or thrown to the floor.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously we talked about it at the time, but I've just seen it come back up on my feed. I think Twitter's listening to us. All the relevant clips are coming up.
you just search the other thing, so I put it in my thing, so it's probably gone full circle, isn't it? Boring FC says Arsenal didn't cling on. We were playing chess while Chelsea were playing checkers. Yeah, I mean, I think we were both playing the same game. We were both playing a waiting game, waiting for the other one to move, and neither team moved, which suited us down to the ground. I think that's what happened.
I mean, to be fair, the game was going for a 0-0 draw. That was just it.
But that suited us. That's what we because he set up for us to act so that he could counter attack.
But it's like maybe he had a chat with Gary Neville before the game, like Arsenal needs to come, because Gary throughout the game, Gary was like, why is Arsenal not attacking? Why are we not attacking? Why are we not trying to get a goal? I'm like,
I heard
we don't need the goal. I watched the game, but it was just, the commentary was just like, why is Arsenal not attacking? Why are we not taking initiative? Why are we not taking it to Chelsea? I'm like,
you should be saying that about Chelsea, man.
Exactly. I mean, and we had in both halves. So I'm like, we are up 3-2. Chelsea needs to come out and find the equalizer. We don't need to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like Sam Wilson says here, the Arsenal hate is beyond a joke now. It really is the stupidity of it. It's more than anything now. It's stupidity, the ignorance. The thing for me is that every rival fan base says it's the Arsenal fans, right? and we're all unbearable and we're all noisy and we're all whatever, right? But if you didn't say anything right now, we wouldn't be saying anything, would we? But because you're saying something, we're responding to you, so you're responding to us. So
but
so which one's unbearable? But which one is it? Maybe
fair,
you need maybe you need a mirror. Maybe you need a mirror.
What I've always liked about Arsenal fans, Gunners, especially the ones online, they've never been quiet. We've not won the league in 22 years. We've not won the Champions League before and everything, but they are never quiet. I mean, they will always tell you about the night they beat the best Madrid team ever on paper, when they had the likes of Ronaldo, Zidane, Beckham, Figo, and the likes. We played them 2 legs, they didn't score. They'll tell you about the time that they did this and that in the Champions League and everything, the invincible season. Yes, we haven't won most of this tournament, but we were never quiet. So because of that, rival fans, I mean, back here in Nigeria, a lot of fans be like, you've not won anything. Why are you all so loud? You've not won the Champions League before. Chelsea came and won it before you. City came and won it before you. But we were never quiet. So the thing is that because of that, they kept on, the banter here was loud. Like, they will always banter Arsenal fans like, you've never won it before. Please sit down when the European champions are talking. But the thing now is that this season, this Arsenal team looks like they can actually win everything they're in.
Oh, don't get my hopes up.
No. I'm not saying the quadruple, but I'm saying that the way we look, the way we play.
I mean, I get it. I mean,
so rivals are scared right now. They're like, what if it actually happens? They think we're unbearable now, but what if it happens and Arsenal wins let's say Arsenal wins the league and the Champions League, or Arsenal wins the FA Cup and the league, or Arsenal wins the Champions League, the FA Cup and the league. So that's the thing, because they know that if any of those scenarios happen, that's the end. Twitter will shut down. YouTube will be flooded with everything Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's Twitter profiles will be in flames.
So rival fans don't want that to happen. That's why Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea fans, I mean, at least back here in Nigeria, I don't know about where you guys are in the UK and everything, but in Nigeria, all fans of other teams do not want Arsenal to win this league.
Yeah, I think all the noise is coming from where you are, to be fair.
Exactly. Because now, the thing is, last week, you saw that clip. I mean, you guys know expressions, right? The Tottenham,
the Tottenham one, yeah.
It was like saying that he doesn't want to help Arsenal win the league, but he needs the points because he doesn't want to be in a relegation battle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they've done their part. They drew. Now it's now on Liverpool. A lot of Liverpool fans don't want Arsenal to win the league. I mean, back here. But the thing is, they also want to be in the top 4 because if they lose that
Champions
game,
League. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So now they're like they're not the new narrative is that if they end up beating City and we win the league, they're like, yeah, we helped Arsenal to win the league. I'm like, fairs. If that's what you want to,
if that's your copium, well, if that's how you have to survive, that's okay.
If that would let you sleep well at night, fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
But I don't care if it's good, if it's the worst league in Premiership history.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's the weakest league in the EPL. I don't care if Arsenal, if this team will be the worst team to ever won it. I don't care. No. Come May, give the boys the silverware. We go again next season. I don't care because we are all in it to win it. We all started with 0 points. So if I'm saying it's
my wife doesn't know that she won't see me for a week if that happens. Like a week. Like, just forget it.
So it's the thing. It's on the other team. If they say it's the weakest team, I mean, we're balling out in Europe. It's not like everybody is running us over in Europe. We're the best team in the Champions League so far. So if anybody wants to go with the narrative of the weakest league, the weakest champions, the worst champions, the boring Arsenal, that's their cup of tea. When Mourinho was doing it, nobody was saying anything. When Pep was winning 4 league titles in a row, they didn't call this league the Farmers League. But all of a sudden, Arsenal wants to win it now. It's the worst team to do it.
The worst league. Yeah. Despite the fact that when Liverpool lost to PSG last season, they were 15 points clear.
Yeah,
15 points.
Presumably, though, if this is the weakest league ever, we're going to get a smaller trophy, right? And they're going to take prize money off us. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what does it even mean? It's the weakest league. How do you make that assessment? I actually don't think it's true. If I was to look at it and go, I don't think this league is particularly weak. I think it lacks some of the quality, but I actually think it's really much closer together and much harder to win because teams are sitting so deep. And that makes it harder to actually win games than when you were trying to play out from the back. It makes it less fun to watch, but it's not necessarily easier.
Exactly, you just said it now. It makes it less fun to watch. Someone said it on the stream. I can't remember. I think it was on Sky Sports. He said it's not the most beautiful league to watch right now because of the way teams are set up. Teams would rather play for the draw than go ahead to win it, especially if they are playing against stronger teams. Most teams when they play against Arsenal, they rather sit back and see if they can get a draw or smash and grab. It's not open. It's not open. It's not fluid. It's harder to win in the Premiership because everybody is about the business right now. It's not about the beauty of the game, and I agree with that. I rarely watch English games
when one of the teams are getting 100 points. Surely it was weaker then.
Yeah, I would make that. I would agree.
Yeah.
If two teams are getting nearly
100 and Liverpool was 97.
Yeah, if two teams are getting nearly 100 points, they're basically they're parting the way for you. Let's go with bending over, just letting you win. So they can go on to the next game and try and win that game instead.
Well, why do I think the French league is so weak? It's because Paris Saint-Germain dominate it with 100 points-ish every year. Why do I think, similar in Germany, by and large, with Bayern Munich, not quite to the same extent, and I don't think the German league is weak, by the way, but I think it is weaker than this league. It might be a better quality, but I think it is weaker because right now, I think you could go to 15 of the Premier League sides, and particularly away from home, and there's a decent chance you lose the game. And I don't think that is. I don't think that is true in the French league. I don't think it's true in the Spanish league, and I don't think it's true in the German league. But I would make the claim that some of those leagues have higher quality players and higher quality, players playing in them, and arguably teams.
Because their league tries to keep hold of the players. That's all. The only difference there. We don't do that. We don't look after English players. you just go with the club owns the players. That's it. Mm-hmm. The league doesn't own the rights to the players, if you like. Whereas in Germany, I mean that's why the Germans are really pissed off that Wirtz has left, because they keep their best talent. They go to Bayern, they go to whatever. The league kind of makes it happen to basically subsidize the actual quality of the league.
Guys, you need to give me like 5 minutes. I need to check on the baby's crying.
Okay,
cool. No worries.
Yeah, but
presumably T's baby's called Erling Haaland.
Huh?
Yeah, he said the baby's crying.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. I thought it was funny. That's amazing.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, Arteta out to celebrating 29 goals. Calling Arteta my manager. Yes, I heard that, Khalid. Yeah.
See, Khalid found it funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that says more about Khalid or.
Yeah, in fairness.
So yeah. Yeah, selective sense of humor. But yeah, it's certain people are flipping the scripts, right? Because we made the final, right? And that's all I wanted from my manager. And this, that, and the other. So maybe they're flipping the script for whatever. But what I won't have is them taking the credit for him doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because he's doing it for him, he's doing it for the fans, he's doing it for everybody. And I'll tell you something now. When I was in that in the ground, season ticket and whatever, I've had it since 2012. Certain people might have had them longer, done more traveling to games or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think I'm any better of a fan than anybody else. We all do what we can, what we need to support the team, to get through the good times, to get through the bad times, to kind of suffice. I don't take any credit for that. All I do, and somebody actually put a post down, and I saw it on Twitter the other day, and it was just like, yeah, at the start of the season, no matter what I think of it, I put a mask on and I support the bloody team. And if I'm not happy at the end of the season, I take the mask off and I do all the protesting I want. And I thought that was very, kind of appropriate to the way fans should be, in my kind of opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
This whole time they've been calling for his head, only to start claiming now we've got a final. It's bigger than that, Khalid, because they're basically claiming he and they are some kind of genius because they made it happen.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than that.
He listened to them entirely.
Yeah, exactly. They kept the standards of that trophy at that level. So we only got to the final now. We only got there because of them.
Yeah.
Now I heard another one where he's basically going, oh, he needs to do this so I can trust him, and I need to do this so I can trust him, and this, that, and the other. And you're like, that I kind of get, right? I can understand that to that point of view. But to be coming across like you don't trust him when we're top of a Premier League, we're top of the Champions League, and we're in a cup final, I don't.
Yeah, but we're there despite of him, Sparks.
No, but
I'm not. By the way, that's not my view, as you well know.
What I'm trying. It's like somebody not doing anything for you not to trust them, and you not trusting them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like your wife cheated on you in a dream, right? And this has happened to me, by the way, but not my wife, not my husband, but my wife. But yeah, she had a dream where I cheated on her, and she didn't talk to me for a week.
But did she tell you? Did she tell you after the kind of dream it was and the kind of person it was?
Yeah.
But you're right. Ultimately, look, there are criticism of Mikel Arteta. There are criticism of every manager that can be made. But I don't understand it, and what I really don't understand are the ones that want him to fail.
But this is what they've been like the whole time, and as Khalid said here again, inflated sense of self-worth. They think they had any contribution. They've been a detriment the whole time. So basically, they've said from start to finish, and when I'm finished with this kind of a bit of a monologue, Khalid, I just want you to say you've heard him say this as well, or the people in the same choir say this exact thing, right? He can only do it if circumstances are perfect, right? So if there's no injuries, if there's we've got everything we need, the blades of grass are a certain length, the pitch is always watered, even the way pitch, the dressing rooms, always hoovered, and it's always clean and tidy, and it's always this, that, and the other. And yeah. Wait. Let's put the last bit on the end. All the fans are on the same page, right? So if all the fans are never on the same page, then how are you on perfect conditions ever? It's never going to happen, is it? Because you've literally set the criteria out for somebody to fail by saying they need everything perfect, but I'm going to make sure that
it's not perfect.
That it's not perfect. But then I'm going to take the credit when it happens, even though I set the circumstance to not be perfect, even though I said that it had to be perfect.
That, and he's proved them wrong time and time again, because it's not, even if you take out the fans, it's never a perfect, is it? Because we've always been battling injuries, and we still, while we haven't got silverware,
nothing's ever forward. Perfect.
No.
But yeah, there you go. I've heard that contradict themselves all the time, literally just flip flop, spin it round, go around the mountain,
move the goalposts,
and it's just like, well, to then take the credit is just wild. It's just wild. And I why can't you just say, that's all I wanted you to do? Thanks for that. Right, now I'm on board. Now I've got some trust. So all you got to do, innit? Admit you were wrong. But, but even when you're wrong, you're right.
You're wrong.
Absolutely, I don't get it, and this is kind of the only reason that I started the channel in the first place. To be honest with you,
that's exactly why. I lost a bet, but actually, I was kind of okay to make the bet, because I was like, I'm getting sick and tired of listening to the same crap.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, even the I know it's not necessarily all AFTV now. And that they have diversified a little bit.
They have, to be fair,
but it always used to be extremes.
Yeah.
So they always had to be tie, where we're going to win the quadruple, or that they'd be clawed. We're not going to do anything. We'll never do anything while ever that's going to happen. Whatever. But I'm still going to go to games. I don't get the concept. If you don't believe in it, why are you going to games anyway?
Well, you can bet.
Sometimes I'm like, it's like, is all this for content, or is he being real?
Right.
Ty is funny. I'm like, it's funny.
I have no problem with Ty, to be honest, because that's
funny.
I have no problem with actual belief.
Yeah.
But it's when people make it up.
True. Yeah.
Ty is that he follows the women's team everywhere, the under-21s everywhere, the under-19s everywhere. I have no problem with
all
him.
In.
He just loves his club.
All in. Yeah.
Yeah, he loves his club, and all the crap he gets everywhere for having an opinion, I think it's complete bollocks. He shouldn't. Nobody should get that amount of crap. Sometimes I feel like that way towards him because it makes me look bad, because people interpret his interpretation as my interpretation.
Yeah,
it associates everybody, and that's not the way it is. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know how many times I've posted just today on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, because one Arsenal fan said it, we all think exactly the same thing.
That's and it's the same thing even within the fan base, where you have some people that are supporting the team regardless of who the manager is, and they say they are sexuals. Like,
well, this is the thing. There's another guy.
Get it.
Yeah, but there's another guy, and he goes, I support the team no matter what, right? And then the next breath, he's like, if Odegaard starts, we won't win. And we're not going to win because of this manager. And we're not going to do this. And we're not going to do that. And right? Well, you're not supporting the team then. Don't come here telling me a lie. Right? If that's what you truly think, then say that. Don't tell me one thing and do another. Because I don't want to watch you. You're making things up so people click you. All I want to do, if you've got an honest opinion and you think we're not going to do it because Odegaard's really bad and whatever, then fair enough. But the other thing is as well, don't come online every single day spieling the same crap. Literally just and the audience are just like bang to it all the time, bang to the drum, and you're just like, mate, just give it a rest. You know, even if you turned round and went, okay, today we're not going to beat Von Odegaard, right? We're going to scour the network for a replacement for him, right? You know what that's called? It's called content. It's called making content. Not just going with an agenda. Just
it's
for
looking
no
for a
reason
solution
whatsoever.
to the problem.
It's the solution, right? It's the other people. Oh, I don't want this manager out. I don't want this manager. Right? Who do you want in his place? Well, that's not my job. Huh? Well, it's not your job to oppose that manager, then, is it? If that's the case, your job's to support the team, innit? Yeah, I don't like him. Right? Okay. Well, come up with a solution then. No, not my
Solutions
job.
are hard. You know, I got really angry on Monday, and I mean properly lost my temper on a show because this person made it was a lie. They literally invented my opinion 4 times. I said that's not true.
This is Seb you were talking about.
Well, it was as it happened. But you know, but again, it's like, you know, I don't mind a difference of opinion. There are genuine criticisms that can be had of everyone, including Mikel Arteta. You know, for me, at times, again, the attack's been a little bit too slow. We don't come out of the blocks fast enough.
Absolutely, yeah, and you can call that out.
Yeah,
absolutely fine. And there are solutions to it. You know, there was an argument that, you know, and we did it in fairness, but there was an argument that Odegaard needed dropping from the side for a little while. You know, a little bit of time on the bench. But it doesn't necessarily make him a bad player, etc., etc. There are genuine arguments that you can be had and genuine criticism, and I'm absolutely fine. My issue, and this isn't necessarily personal at any one person, my issue is, can we at least try and put it in the right context and have a look at it? You know, this idea that we are boring in the Premier League. Well, why are we boring in the Premier League but not the Champions League? Because it's not necessarily a choice. Why would you play differently if it's working so well in the Champions League in the league? Because the context of the game changes, and it's not pressure, it is the way teams set up. You know, in the Champions League, we hit far more actively and look for and exploit the spaces. The spaces aren't there in the Premier League. Look at what
which might change in the knockout stages. Might change by the way.
Yeah,
because obviously when the game state changes, then teams that you set up against change. Yeah, but Inter needed points against us. Inter needed
so
points.
They had to come out.
So they had to come and play. When we go to a knockout and we go against Inter, right? They may very well play exactly the same way that we get played against in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But the difference is, though, the difference there is that every game now in the knockout stage, a goal changes the game. See, if you concede early, all that park the balls goes out the window.
Well, I saw as well. I saw a Liverpool fan basically put up that, I don't fear Arsenal. We're going to go to the Emirates. We're going to hold them to a draw and then take them back to Anfield. And you're like, right, okay, what you've just said is not possible. The scenario does not exist anymore. Nope. So if you get us in the semi-final, even, we will play at Anfield first, and you come to our home because we earned that right.
Yeah.
Which, if you'd have gone through against PSG, that wouldn't have been the case when Liverpool topped the group. Which was wrong, in my opinion. I think that they should have always made it so that if you're the seeded teams, you get the home benefit last every single game.
Yeah. I'm glad they changed that.
Yeah, first and second, every single game.
They are still tweaking
semi-final, third and fourth, up to the semi-final, because obviously they can play the finalists, so that they would get the right. So
you could make the argument for the highest seeded team, couldn't you? Highest seeded
team. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The highest your number, you take the number the whole way. I think that now you can if you're 16th and you beat 9, you take 9.
Yeah,
which I think
I don't like that.
It's absolute nonsense. Yeah. You keep your number wherever your number is, and whoever you face, if they've got a higher number, they get the benefit.
Yeah,
because they finish higher.
I agree. I think you're absolutely right. And to T's point earlier, I know it's not possible to play Bayern until the final, but if Bayern came to us right now in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, it's not possible, right? But they're not going to play in the same way they did when they came to us. They came to try and qualify that night by beating us, and they thought that was going to be enough to qualify. So they came to win. Actually, in a knockout game, they're probably coming. I know we'll be at home in the second leg, but they're probably coming to try and, if they can win, great. But they're coming to keep the tie alive. And as you say, that will completely change the game state in the Champions League. But you just know right now, see, look, he can only do it when the pressure's off. He can only play fun football when the pressure's off. It's not that. It's the game state. Just look at the fact. It's the same with injuries. We are banging mid-table for injuries this season, for non-contact injuries. When you take contact injuries, which are not manageable from any manager's point of view, any manager, it doesn't matter what club
the thing is,
we're banging in the middle.
These people are beating the drum for something nobody cares about. Nobody cares. I've been season ticket since 2012. I've been a supporter since '92. You know, I couldn't care less how we win it. I don't care who's going to call us boring, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the trophy. I'll have a picture of a trophy on my phone.
I mean, it's 38 games,
and you go there.
After 38 games, you have the most points. I don't care how you do it. You're the best team.
It doesn't matter. And I would argue, actually, it's harder to do now than it was when City and Liverpool did the 97 to 100 points or whatever it is.
I would agree. And it's why this statement win business is rubbish. What does
I actually think this time, I don't think we should. I don't think we need to win for the points. I think we could go there and win, not just because we lost. We drew at home anyway, didn't we?
We drew at home.
Yeah, it actually felt like a loss to me for some reason. But yeah. But even if it's a draw their place, I don't think it's the end of the world. But I do think it's a bit of a statement.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if at the end of the season, let's say we don't beat Chelsea at home, we don't beat Manchester City away, but we've just won because we've beaten Wolves twice, we've beaten Brentford twice, we've beaten Palace twice, we've beaten Brighton twice, blah, 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 blah. No one is going to remember when we lift that trophy that we didn't get a, quote, statement win. You just got the most points, and that's all that will matter. And are you going to remember that we didn't beat
nobody cares that we beat City 5-1.
No, because we didn't win the league.
Because we didn't win the league. So I don't understand. Nobody cares. Khalid says, Sparks, we need you call it. We need you calling them out. You're the voice of reason, mate. I'm not here to call anybody out. I just don't want people to lie. I just want people to tell the truth. Yeah. And if they can't back the manager because they don't trust him, fine, absolutely fine. But then you can't flip the script and basically go, we're in that position because of you.
Yeah.
Because we're not. We're in that position in spite of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely.
You can't have both ways. That's all I'm saying. Pick a lane and stay in it. If you're then converted, you can go, from this point, I'm converted. From here on in, I'm going to be the model fan. Yeah. Perfect. Happy days. You're now not part of the problem. You're part of the solution, right? So, they're not open to debate in good faith. They just want to push agenda. And this is a problem.
Yeah.
This is a problem because there was another one, and I don't know. Tell me if you've heard this one, Khalid. Because if you it's in those circles as well. But first off, he was saying we needed 10 players, and then we started getting players, and they were in the wrong order.
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah, and
not from you. I've heard this from other people.
No, I know where you're going to say it came from. we needed 10 players, and we got 8. Right. But now we've upset the whole club because we got too many players in one window. Right. I think he's frozen on me now as well.
No, I'm still here.
No, yeah, he was just.
I'm very still.
It's just like I'm gonna do it.
I think
now.
it did freeze for a second, but I never lost. I never lost sound.
So yeah, I was just like, right, okay. Yeah, and then he said that we should have dropped our league position to win the Conference League, right? And the kicker is, if we only won the League Cup this season, it wouldn't be enough. But we're only out here for trophies.
Yeah. I just don't understand that. Where did it come from originally? Because I heard it through a couple of people, but almost certainly it wasn't their original thought. So someone somewhere must have said it.
I have suspicions, but I haven't heard it from the mouth itself.
Oh, fair enough.
So I wouldn't give a name.
No, that's fine. I mean,
because normally the kind of the agenda kind of comes from the same place, and then it kind of twiddles off in a little sidelines, so that it kind of what gets me is when they go on about these things, and they call everybody else that doesn't think their way, they call everybody else, or they say everybody else is in a cult, and you're like, yeah, but you said this, and all your minions are now going around saying the same thing. So
last time I checked what the definition of a cult was.
That's pretty much literally, they went to the sermon, and now they're preaching your sermon.
Yeah, my other favorite thing is signings in the wrong order. So my question is always, okay, so you'd like to assign the striker first before Zubimendi, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so you'd like Zubimendi to go elsewhere then?
Yeah.
No, I want the striker first. Yeah, but we couldn't get the striker done first. We got Zubimendi in first. So presume you want to delay Zubimendi until you get the striker. Yeah. No, I just want the striker earlier. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what order. Like, if they are there, they are there. I can understand if the season's kicked off and you're going into it without a striker or whatever. But
even pre-season, even if you're doing it with that pre-season, I can kind of get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd slightly disagree with the early pre-season
window.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, so you'd rather give up on Zubimendi then? No, of course not. Right. Well, Mosquera, market opportunity. Kepa was a market opportunity. You take the opportunity when it's there. Kepa's and Norgard were they the first two in? I think they were, weren't they? And they certainly weren't exciting. But
I think Kepa was definitely one of the first.
Kepa, I'm sure, was the first. But Madueke came in early doors as well. But it doesn't matter. Just getting the players in. That
I think it was a couple of weeks, wasn't it, Madueke? Because there was a lot of a lot of discourse about that one, and people that are signing
petitions,
absolutely disgrace.
Get behind way to get behind the club. But ultimately, the order of the transfers get done, and the order of the transfers get done because there's market opportunities, or negotiation is easier, or what have you, or you've been.
There are priorities.
Yeah. But there you go. It doesn't make it make sense.
I mean, I can't. It just baffles me. It just really does baffle me, to be honest. But we haven't even spoke about the weekend. Let's do that very quickly.
We should definitely do that.
We kind of digressed a little bit, and we're not expecting Saka back. We're probably not expecting Ødegaard back. Left back, I guess, because Calafiori is potentially back. Are you sticking with Nketiah, or you're putting Calafiori in?
So I think there's a maximum of 4 changes that could happen in this game. So the keeper will change, obviously.
Yeah.
I think there's a question mark then over both fullbacks. I think Timber's having his load managed. But if there's any doubts about that, you just go Ben White. No problem for me. I then think Nketiah played well on Tuesday.
Yeah.
If he's fully fit, I think he keeps his place in. But I again, he's being managed back from injury. He's been back a little while now. So I think that will be a fitness call. If he's fit to start, I think he deserves to start because I think he played very well. But if there's any doubt about him, then you make the change there. So that's three changes, and then I think you make one more change, which is one of there's two options here. I think Ezra plays. The question is, does he play 10 and Havertz comes in, or does he play? Does he play left wing and Havertz comes in at 10, or does he play 10 with Havertz staying out, and then you make a change on one of the wings? Trossard probably comes in on the left wing there, and either Martinelli or Madueke come out. So I think they're the four changes you're looking at, max. I'm not saying all four happen, but they're the four changes I could see. Maybe he wants to bring Norgard in, but I think if you're making those other four changes, that's 5 changes. That's a lot. So I think 4 changes, and I think what I'd be looking to do is go, if we can get the game won, and the Brentford game 1, Norgard comes on around about the hour 70, between the 60 and 70 minute mark for Zubimendi one time, and then Rice the other time. But I think 4 changes, and there's no Granit Xhaka for Sunderland as well, by the way.
Yeah, he's has he got a long-term injury?
I don't know. I just heard he was out.
Yeah, he's definitely been out for the last 3 or 4 games. But Sunderland don't travel well anyway. The way that they've done so well at home, but not.
That's where they got their points.
Where Khalid says there.
Yeah.
But I think he just goes as strong as possible because we don't play Brentford until Thursday. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we kind of got a bit of a rest.
Yeah. 5 days basically.
Yeah.
And then it's Wigan.
So you
and that's why I wouldn't change the centre midfielders. Ideal world, you get the game 1 and then you make that change.
Change, and then you do the Wigan game, and then
and I'd go Norgard and either 2 10s or bring MLS into midfield there, and give them both a rest against Wigan.
We're kind of getting to a point now where the schedule's slackened off a little bit because obviously the Champions League's out of the equation. We will get the Wolves game.
Wolves game's been brought forward, isn't it?
Into the 18th. So that will follow.
It's before Spurs. It's after Wigan, before Spurs, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is what confused me with the whole Saka back. Not being back until Spurs because there's still a few games before that.
Yeah, it's 2.5 weeks.
I want to see White and Calafiori start. I agree with the White thing. I mean, Calafiori might start purely because of the load of Nketiah.
Yeah,
potentially. He might prefer MLS purely because of Marina being out.
Yeah,
just pushing midfield.
Yeah,
but
but I agree with you. I think you go really strong for this one. No reason not to. And I'm saying 4 changes and go really strong. And it sounds
strong.
Like
get 20 minutes in, but first half or whatever, 3-4-0 hopefully, and then get them off.
Well, I was going to the point I was going to make as well is you're going strong. And I'm saying 3 or 4 changes, and of course, one is the goalkeeper, which makes us stronger. But actually, it shows the depth we've got now, right? Is that I'm saying you can make 3 or 4 changes, and that's still a strong side.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, guys. What did I miss?
Yeah. Your internet's using your watch. But he's on Nigeria time, man. We're just talking about the game at the weekend. What's your lineup for the weekend?
I mean, let's assume Saka is still out. So yeah,
Saka and Ødegaard I think still out.
So Madueke starts, Gyökeres, Trossard or Martinelli. I think for that game I'll say Martinelli, maybe probably, because Sunderland they're in a very good they're in good form right now. So in the middle it's still the same: Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and now Odegaard is out. Say could be, knowing my manager, it probably could be Havertz that starts with them in the midfield. And in defense, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, and Incapié. Is Calafiori still out?
Calafiori has been eased back in, I think.
Okay.
So,
basically that's it. I don't know if you want to start Eze in the midfield, but I think it's going to be either Eze or Havertz.
I think Eze be on the bench maybe.
Yeah. So basically that's it. I mean, but then you can decide to go with Merino. Who knows? I mean,
you can't go Marino. Marino's out possibly for the season.
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah. He's broke a bone in his foot.
There is a bone in his foot or his toe. Because when I saw the news, like, was a broken toe.
No one's confirming what part of his foot it is.
Yeah, but
it depends on what interview you read.
Yeah, apparently it's in a really weird part of the foot, and there's no timescale on it. So it takes a lot to recover from it, apparently. But there we go.
An unusual injury, which makes putting timeframes on it impossible.
Well, we have Norgard anyway. That's why we have Norgard.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, should we do some predictions and then before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0.
Arsenal.
Well, I'm going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to do predictions for the whole fixture list.
So. Oh no, not this again! Okay. Oh, I'm so bad at this. All right, let me get the fixture list up in advance. Oh, we're starting on Friday nights. It's a Friday night game.
I need to get my fantasy up. That's good. I need to get my fantasy. Thanks for the heads up. Leeds Forest.
I'm making notes as well, so that you can't claim something you didn't say.
So who's going first? I think Dom is going first. Yeah.
Oh, am I going first? Am I? Leeds Forest.
Leeds Forest. Yeah. Obviously, it's the 8:00 on a Friday night.
Right, 8:00 on Friday night. You know what more could you want? Oh God. I'm going to go with Leeds 1, Forest 1.
Okay.
Under the lights as well.
Under the lights.
Wow. Okay. What are you saying, T?
I'm going for a draw also, but I think it's a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Nobody rating the lights in Ellen Road. I was so happy. I was so happy we weren't going there under the lights.
The lights will be a factor, but
you think that the atmosphere was raucous with us there with the 3:00 game. My God, it's madness.
It will be madness. It will be madness under the lights, but
yeah, I'm going 3-1 Leeds.
I think that Leeds are gonna sort of slightly drop off at the moment. I think Sean Dyche is gonna sit in. That's why I think it'll be a draw. But that crowd will be noisy. You are right. It'll be a febrile atmosphere.
So yeah, Khalid's gone 2-1. And Khalid predicts a riot.
He predicts a riot.
Man United Spurs. Go on then. Who's going to start with this one?
Yeah, I think it's an easy win for United. 3-1.
That guy's getting dangerously close to a haircut, isn't he?
He's heading that way.
Yeah, that's true. How many more games? 2 more, right?
2 more wins in a row.
Yeah, well, he's in all competitions, so he's 2.
Which other competitions are there?
Least number of games for them since 1936. Whatever it was. Where has it gone?
Oh dear. Yeah, we're including the cup games, so it's 2.
I think Spurs are gonna, despite only having 11 players fit, they've got both their centre backs back for the weekend, and they're better away from home. I think it's going to be Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
Wow.
Because I think Carrick's got Manchester United improving. I just have a feeling Spurs might get a point there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be 2-2. And I wrote that down before you even said anything. Though you'll never verify because obviously I just write it down.
I don't have CCTV in your room. You'll be relieved to know.
Thank God for that. Our game, Arsenal Sunderland. Khalid says 2-2.
Is that because Arsenal come before Bournemouth alphabetically, despite what the BBC like to do?
No, it's because it's on the Premier League listing as first.
BBC have it the other way around.
I don't use BBC because I hate the BBC.
I 2-0 Arsenal. It gives me longer to think about Bournemouth Villa, which is what I was thinking about.
I mean, barring the Man United game, because we rarely consider home, I think 2-0 is pretty right. I go with 2-0 too.
Okay, I'm going 3-0. Bournemouth Villa.
Bournemouth 1, Villa 2. By the way. At Bournemouth, yeah. I'm going Bournemouth 1, Villa 2. Although Bournemouth are picking up a little bit of form. 2 wins in the last 2.
You only got Bournemouth scoring 1 goal at home.
Yeah.
I mean, no Semenyo, so maybe.
They do score lots of goals at home. They do score lots of goals at home, to be fair.
Yeah, they've done 3-3s, 4-3s, and God knows what.
Yeah, and they've won the last 2, in fairness to them.
Yeah,
admittedly, it was Wolves, but the other one was Liverpool, where they scored 3. But they only scored 1 against Brighton, although that was away. And then 3-2, yeah.
They score a lot of goals at home.
8 in their last 3 home games they've scored, and I've got them scoring 1. So that might be brave. But I'll stick with it. I said it now.
So you got it down as 1 what?
Aston Villa win 2-1.
Yeah, I think
Villa win the game, but I can't see them scoring 3. But if Bournemouth get 2, then I don't think Villa win the game.
Okay, I'm going 2-2.
I'm going 2-2 also. It's going to be a high scoring game though.
0-0 written all over in there.
Now we just said about
speaking of 0-0s, Burnley West Ham.
Oh my god.
No,
I mean, West Ham got to be winning this, surely.
They have to.
You think?
They have to.
They have to.
They've just made signings as well, haven't they? They got Traore and they got what's the other guy that they brought in?
Oh, they brought in 4, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, particularly if Leeds and Forest do draw, which
Khalid's gone with a 1-0, and
he's backing me.
He's backing you with the 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, when Leeds and Forest draw, as predicted by myself, West Ham could close within 4 points with a win here. I'm going to go Burnley 1, West Ham United 2.
I've gone the same.
I'm going to shock you guys right now.
You're going for Burnley win, aren't you?
2-0.
This is the Burnley side without winning their last 6, yeah?
That's how it's going to be, and then they go ahead and smash.
Hey, they can't lose forever. In fairness, they got 3 draws in that time.
Fulham Everton
1-1. Calm, precise, confident.
1-1. I don't think so though, but it's a toss-up actually. Anybody can actually win this game, but I'm backing Fulham 2-1.
I went 1-1 as well. Wolves Chelsea.
Well, I mean,
Chelsea don't win this one. Just sack the manager.
Well, Liam Rosner's going to go there with a back 7. Wait for Wolves to come out. I mean, look, Wolves have picked up a little bit of form. They're getting a little bit better, but I can't see. Look, he's going to go full strength here. He's not going to rest players and make the same mistake he did against West Ham. That was a kicker for them, by the way. I'm going to go Chelsea 2, Wolves 0.
But there's no game midweek anyway, is there?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to rest players. I think Chelsea go full strength.
Yeah, he only rested him for us, didn't he?
Well, apart from Reece James, who randomly rested for Wolves.
Huh?
According to a Chelsea fan, it was asked about why Reece James didn't play, and he said he's being rested against us. Don't know how true it is, but anyway.
That can't be true, surely. That cannot be true.
No, that's what I thought.
Surely, if you got him there, you got a better chance of winning the game. Surely.
Yeah, and surely, I mean, Liam Rosenar's not a complete mug. He knew it was more important.
Well, we haven't got that evidence yet. To be fair.
No, what I mean is he's not. You'd have to be a total idiot not to go. Well, the more important game right now is a cup semi-final.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
He's not in charge of Spurs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going 2-0 Chelsea.
I'm going 3-0 Chelsea. I mean, it's Wolves.
Wow, 3-2 Burnley.
Yeah, I saw it too. I didn't want to mention it. I saw that score. Well, at least
crazy things have happened. Well, you never know, Khalid. You never know.
Yeah. When people put predictions like that up, I would say, if you are that way inclined,
put a bet on it.
And if you do it responsibly, that's my disclaimer. Go to bookies with it. But yeah. Khalid says 1-0 Everton.
No way Fulham not scoring. No way.
Yeah, and he's put 2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, I don't see Chelsea not winning that game, honestly.
Any which way you want to put it, the Chelsea win.
Fulham don't score that many though. To be fair,
I mean, they're always kind of clinchers, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they scored.
The African band is back. The African band is back now. Chikwueze will be.
Yeah, that will help.
Yeah, that's obviously it's been rested as well. Newcastle Brentford.
Newcastle on a wretched run at the moment, aren't they?
Terrible.
Brentford on a good. Well, they've won one. They won 3 of their last 5, but lost.
Well, it's going to end next week anyway, so
yeah. I mean, I'm quite pleased that Brentford got a difficult away trip before they play us, but they got some good rest in. Everything says that Brentford should win this because of the form guide, but Newcastle are a better side despite being 4 places below them. I'm going to go. Newcastle will never keep them a clean sheet. I can't. They've got to score at some point. They're creating chances. I have a feeling this is a day where Newcastle start scoring goals because it doesn't matter. I'm going to go Newcastle United 4, Brentford 1.
Wow.
That is one that, like Khalid, I should take to the bookies because that makes no logical sense. But Newcastle have been creating chances, just not scoring them. Everyone said we were saying the same. Oh, we're so boring, and I just said, and we did it against Villa.
Midfield, that's the only problem.
That is their problem, yeah. But they are creating chances. I just think at some point they've got to score. And if they do, I wonder if they're going to score a few.
I just don't know if Howe is that guy.
Next England manager, I'm told.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't think he's that guy.
I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. 2-1.
Okay, I've gone 3-1.
Okay.
Brighton and Hove Albion, Palace.
Oh, I know someone going to this game, just as I know someone going to the Fulham game. This has got it's going to be a slugfest. Well, I'm going Brighton 1, Palace 1. As you know, several people going to that game.
I've gone for a ball draw.
I very nearly went for a ball draw.
It's always a draw.
I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw too. 0.
I very, very nearly went for 0-0, but I went
and the big one.
They're always a draw. They're always a blooming draw.
Here comes the big one. Super Sunday.
Yep. The big one. The big one. Liverpool City.
I went 2-1 Liverpool, but I'm not stunned. And I'm going to stick with 2-1, but I'm not stunned if at 2-1 City gamble and get caught on a break in like the 88th minute and it's 3-1 Liverpool.
I'm going
the scoreline
3-1.
I'm going for. I'm going
3-1.
That's the scoreline I'm going for. 3-1 Liverpool.
What are you going for, Dom?
I'm going 2-1, but I'm not stunned if you guys are right, as I said, with that very late Liverpool breakaway goal as City sort of gamble on going forward.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, well, it's going to be an interesting week. Obviously, the times are a little bit split up. There's only 5 live games as well. One of them was on a Friday night as well. So, yeah.
Sorry,
he's gone with the 2-2.
Sorry, does anyone know why all the championship games are kicking off at like 12:31, 3:01, 5:31 this weekend? And League One as well. Well, I presume Football League in general.
No.
They're all kicking off at a minute past when you would expect them to kick off. Every single one.
Is it like are they like? Is it like?
Well, it's got to be a minute silence or something. Yeah, but it's what
probably.
For? British Heart Foundation. To highlight the importance of acting quickly, performing life-saving CPR, the delay kickoff time will act as a stark reminder that every minute matters, the EFL says.
Oh,
okay.
All in a good cause then.
Indeed. Yes. So there we go. Right, we're gonna have to love and leave you, because my cat is hungry, it's starting to scratch the carpet, and I don't like it very much. Thanks for joining us, T. Appreciate you.
Always.
Yeah, Dom, thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you very much for having me. Fun as always.
Promise to be on time next time. Promise to be on time.
Yeah. You don't make promises you can't keep, bro. We know you're on a different time zone, man. We don't know what the clock says. It just goes. But yeah, guys, if you're in chat, please make sure you're liking, subscribing, sharing the live. Any comments, put them into the comments section below. Khalid, thank you very much for joining us. Eva, take care of yourself. We'll see you on the next one. A great weekend of football. Whatever you get up to, enjoy, and we'll see you on the next one Tuesday. But I'll keep you informed on the X. We'll see you next time. Good night. We'll catch you in a bit.